Hey everyone, Piano Man Chuck here. Today I have two digital pianos in front of me. I have the Kawai ES110 and I have the StudioLogic Numa Compact 2. Why these two pianos? Well, these two pianos are entry-level pianos for what they do. The Kawai ES110 is basically an entry-level piano for pianists. And the StudioLogic Numa Compact 2 is an entry-level piano for keyboardists. So if you're in a band and you are the keyboardist and you're doing different parts and everything, this is the board for you. If you are a pianist and you're looking for an entry-level piano, this is the board for you. And these two are the best price for their respective purposes. Now, let me go into the Kawai ES110. The Kawai ES110 has a list price, or excuse me, I should say a street price of $729, which is the price you can expect to pay on any place over the internet or even in a brick and mortar store like Guitar Center or Sam Ash. The StudioLogic Numa Compact 2 is $499 street price. So you've got two different pianos here, one for pianists and one for keyboardists, like I said. Now, there's a difference in weight. This being one of the lightest keyboard weights for pianists is 26 and a half pounds, which is nothing. You can carry this under one arm. If you're a keyboardist, wow, 15 and a half pounds for the Numa Compact 2. You can carry two of these, one under each arm if you had to. They're both lightweight and they are both phenomenal for what they do. So basically, this is a general purpose digital piano for keyboardists, and the Kawai is basically for pianists. And we're going to get into the differences as to why each one excels in what they do for your respective piano or keyboard needs. All right, now let's start out with the back panel on each one of these. Now, the back panel on the ES110 is pretty basic. You have your power, MIDI in and out, and that's your legacy 5-pin DIN MIDI. And you have your damper pedal and your left and right audio outputs. And it also comes with Kawai's F10H damper pedal, which is a half damper pedal, very important to pianists. Okay. Also, what comes with the Kawai ES110, if you're a pianist, you're going to be reading music notation or sheet music, and you're going to need a music rest for it. So it comes with that. Okay? And it's pretty sturdy too. Okay, and when you get to the back panel of the Numa Compact 2, it has a little bit more functionality, which you would need for a band anyway. Now you've got the power, just like you do over here. You got the MIDI in and out, which is your legacy 5-pin DIN MIDI in and out jacks. You've got a USB port so that you can have MIDI over USB to connect to your computer with. You've got two pedal inputs, one for an expression pedal and another for a damper pedal, which is basically a switch type pedal. Left and right audio output jacks and a headphone jack. And I didn't mention headphones on this one because that's not on the back panel, that's on the front panel. Now, the Numa Compact 2 doesn't come with anything other than a power supply, so you can plug it into the wall and power this. The ES110, like I mentioned, comes with the Kawai F10H damper pedal, which is about a $65 value right there. and it comes with the music rest so that you can put your music notation on there too. Now, as far as the keyboard keys itself, night and day between the two of them. Now, if you're an organ player or a synth player or something like that, you're going to appreciate the keys on the Numa Compact 2. They are basically semi-weighted. They're spring-loaded. They are not graded. They're not hammer action. They are not designed for a pianist like this one is. So basically, you're going to love the action on this for what you do. If you're a pianist, you're going to love the action on this one, and you probably won't feel too good about the action on this. Now, the Numa Compact 2 uses the Fatar TP9 piano action with aftertouch. And having aftertouch in a board at this price range is really cool. That's special. On the Kawai, you have Kawai's RHC or Responsive Hammer Compact action, which is built into here. Now, it's a graded action, so it's going to feel heavier on the bottom than it is on the top, just like on an acoustic piano. And it's fully weighted, and it's hammer action. So when I play something on a Numa Compact 2 that's piano, and I do the same thing over here, I cannot convey to you what I'm feeling, but this feels so much more like an acoustic piano than this does. And again, it is for two different purposes, depending on what you want to use it for. If you're a pianist, a jazz pianist, a classical pianist, whatever, this is the piano for you at bargain entry-level prices. This is the piano for you if you are a keyboardist in a band. Now, there's a big difference between the keys in both of these besides what I just mentioned. The Kawai, just like any other acoustic piano and like most other digital pianos, has standard size keys. They are 6 inches long for the white keys and 4 inches long on the black keys. Over here, one of the things they did to be able to get this down to 15.5 pounds is to make the keys a little bit shorter. So you've got 5.5 inches on the white keys and 3.5 inches on the black keys. Now, why is this important? If you're a pianist, this is just like any other piano, 6 inches and 4 inches, white and black keys respectively. So basically, you're not going to have a problem with this. With this one, here's where the problem comes in. If you're a pianist and you're playing here, the deeper you go towards the end of the key, the more pressure you have to exert to hit that key. Now, that's not true on an acoustic piano. It's basically pretty easy to hit whatever part of the key you're playing. And this one, also, no exception. It's not that bad when you go into the key. But on this one, since you don't have the full 6 inches to play with, you only have 5.5 inches. And since it's spring-loaded, it takes a lot more effort, especially over here. Can't even get it to play sometimes when I'm back here. So that is one major difference if you're a pianist. If you're a pianist, you're going to find your fingers all over the place. Whereas if you're a keyboardist, you're mainly going to use the keys right here in the front. Now there's other differences too. The Kawai ES110 has a 3-song recorder built in. So you can go ahead and record your songs on this. Numa Compact 2 does not have a recorder built in at all. And as far as when you go into polyphony, the Kawai has 192 note polyphony, whereas the Numa Compact 2 has 128 note polyphony. Now, compared to other instruments in the same price class, these two are doing really well in each category. Now, like I said, the Kawai ES110 has the legacy MIDI in and outs as well as the StudioLogic Numa Compact 2. But as far as connectivity to your computer or to a tablet or an iPad or whatever, the Kawai uses Bluetooth technology. So you can get the latest apps and communicate with it through Bluetooth, which is really cool. And the Numa Compact 2 has USB connectivity, so you can hook this up to your computer and you've got MIDI over USB. And another cool thing about this is the firmware that's in here, which is unheard of in this price range. You can update the firmware. So whenever StudioLogic comes up with an update, you can update the firmware. Unlike most other boards that are sub $1,000 in the price range, and this being no exception, you cannot update the firmware. Now, as far as power, the Numa Compact 2 has 10 watts on each the left and the right channels, total of 20 watts, but it's small. The exposed speaker grill only exposes 1.5 by 3 inches worth of an oval speaker here. Whereas on the Kawai, it's basically 4.3 inches, but it's 7 watts per side for a total of 14 watts. And again, since the Kawai is oriented towards pianists, you've got all kinds of adjustments, some of which are like touch curve and voicing and damper resonance and damper noise, fallback noise, temperament key, and things like that you don't really need on a general purpose piano. So that's basically the difference between both of these. And boy, I tell you, you cannot go wrong with either of these. And again, the price difference, which is $230 difference, is mostly in the keys. So if you are a pianist, this is the way to go. It's going to feel the closest to an acoustic piano between the two. And basically, Kawai is known for their keyboard action so that it feels more like the real thing. And again, not everybody needs that kind of action. So if you are in a band and you're playing multiple instruments, and maybe piano included, this is the way to go. If you are a pianist, you probably won't be happy with the keyboard action on here. You will be happy with it on this one for sure. So that's basically it in a nutshell between these two. Piano Man Chuck, peace out. Thanks for watching.